I decided to do a pencil line, but since I can never do anything simple, I decided to do seven. Well, actually, it's only six pencil lines, but seven stripes. Hope that makes sense. I actually ended up not using that one of the last ingredients and just topped it with some salt. But I will tell you, I had a lot of fun with this. I've seen so many people do pencil lines, and I tried once before and the soap fell apart. It's separated. And when you're using natural ingredients like these instead of micas, there can be some challenges, right? But I wanted to give it a try anyway. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to weigh out my oil and my lye water seven times and pour seven layers, and between each layer, add one of the powders. And I'm using natural ingredients, as I stated. Uh, what there will be in this are, let me pull up my list here: blue indigo, activated charcoal, red Brazilian clay, sandalwood powder, French green clay, rose clay, and alkanet. And as I said, so here's the first one. This is where I've just mixed up just a few ounces of the oil and a bit of the lye water. Into each layer, I'm adding a little bit of TD and a little bit of fragrance because I want this to be almost a pure white soap so that the pencil lines show up much better. And it's not too complicated. This is really just a matter of going stripe after stripe after stripe. I pour it and then I let it sit for about 10 minutes. Well, before I do that, I cover it in the colorant. The very first layer is blue indigo. So I've got it in a little tea strainer here and doing the best I can. I need to get one of those glitter blower things because I think it would do a really good job with something like this. But I made it work. Sometimes you have to go with what you have. The reason I have that towel down there is because I make a mess with these powders when doing this. You'll see that towel will go from white to a rainbow color by the time I'm finished here. So, because this is just layer after layer, I thought I'd share a little something with you. Over on the left, you'll see Daisy, and over on the right, you'll see Nikki the Second. They're just having a nap, and I thought I would show them to you. And of course, Barry loves them both. He is a cat dog for sure. But this was a lot of fun. Making this soap, I really enjoyed because I got to make a mess. And who doesn't like making a mess? Obviously, I don't like making a mess too much, or I wouldn't have put the towel down. I put that there to make cleaning up the mess a bit easier. And I just love these flour sack towels for my soap room. I have a couple dozen of these, and I go through them. Saves a lot of paper towels, too. Makes cleanup much easier. But this soap, the whole idea behind this came from watching so many people that do the pencil line. And I think there are other names for it, a mica line and such. But since I'm not using mica, the pencil line makes more sense. And I just decided to do something different because I know it gets a little tiring sometimes just seeing me make the same things over and over again. You can only take so much you can only take so much juniper, right? I actually have one more. I've already made the soap. It's my last juniper for the year. But I had a lot of fun with it because it's made with beets and juniper. Believe it or not, it smells great. Came in a little darker than I'd hoped, but it works. The rose clay was the most challenging. It just would not come out. I really had to bang, bang, bang to get it to come out. The rest of them, not really a problem. So for that, I'm thankful. This is the activated charcoal. And of course, it just pours out. It goes everywhere, including places you don't want it. But in between each of these layers, I'm waiting about 10 minutes just to let them set up before I pour the next one. And it worked. So I decided on top to use this Hawaiian sea salt. I just think it's such a pretty red color. So I ran a fork over the top and then just put a line right down the middle. Now let's cut this and see how it turned out. So I think it worked. The sides, a little messy, but I can clean that up. Just a little trim and those will look great. But the inside, I really thought it came out, well, better than I thought it would. There's, a little messiness there in the bottom right, and there are a couple spots. But overall, I thought it turned out great. What do you think? I'd really like to hear from you. Again, I want to thank you all. It's always a pleasure. I love making stuff just so that I can hear from you all. I appreciate you more than I can say. So if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And you know what? I just forgot to tell you what I fragrance this with. Patchouli and lavender. And it's a really nice combination here. Thanks again. Goodbye.